All right, let's jump right in and cover some essential vocabulary for describing trends in IELTS Writing Task 1.
First up, we're going to look at words for an increase. This is all about upward trends. In Vietnamese, this concept is called sự gia tăng. Okay, so here you'll see some really common verb and noun forms. For verbs, you've got increased, rose, climbed, jumped, grew, and also the phrasal verb went up. The noun forms are pretty similar, right? We have increase, rise, climb, jump, and growth. All of these describe that upward movement, or tăng.
All right, moving on. Now let's talk about the opposite, words for a downward trend or a decrease. In Vietnamese, you'd say shoot sút giảm.
So for decreases, your key verbs are going to be decreased, declined, fell, dropped, and went down. And their noun forms? Well, they are decrease, decline, fall, and drop. Simple enough? All of these mean a downward movement, or zam.
Okay, so you've got the basics for up and down. But what if the change is big? Let's add some intensity. We'll start with how to describe strong changes, or sút thay đổi mạnh.
A great way to show this intensity is to combine a verb with an adverb. So for example, you can say increased significantly. That means tăng đáng kể. Or how about rose substantially? That's tăng mạnh. And for a big drop, you could say fell steeply, which means giảm rất dốc. Now, here's another way to say the exact same thing, just with a different structure. You can use an adjective plus a noun. See how it works? Increase significantly becomes a significant increase. Rose substantially turns into a substantial rise. And fell steeply is now a steep fall. The meaning is identical. This just gives your writing some variety. But hey, not every change is a huge drama, right? So let's look at the words for moderate and slight changes. In Vietnamese, that's sự thay đổi vừa phải và nhẹ. We're going to use that same verb plus adverb pattern again. For a medium change, you could say increased moderately, which means tăng ở mức vừa phải. And for just a tiny drop, you'd use decline slightly, which is sút giảm nhẹ. And just like before, here are the adjective plus noun versions. So you can say a moderate increase or a slight decline. Again, this is all about giving you options, so your writing sounds more sophisticated.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. What about changes that happen over a long time, the ones that are slow and steady? This is what you'd call sút thay đổi chậm vài giai in Vietnamese.
So you might say something increased slowly, meaning tăng chậm, or maybe it rose gradually, which is tăng dần dần. A great one is grew steadily. That means tăng trưởng đều đặn. See? They all suggest a really consistent trend over time. And you guessed it, here are the adjective plus noun phrases to match. A slow increase, a gradual rise, and a steady growth. Once you get this pattern down, it becomes so much easier to build your vocabulary. So, we've covered up, down, fast, and slow. But what if the data doesn't do any of those things? That's where our last two concepts come in, stability and fluctuation, or sự ổn định và biến động. First up is stabilize. This just means to stay the same or unchanged. In a sentence, you could say, the number remains stable. In Vietnamese, that's giữ mức ổn định. And our final word is fluctuate. Think of this like a number that goes up and down, but without a clear pattern. You might say, the price fluctuated slightly, which describes small, irregular changes. That would be biến động nhẹ. This video is brought to you by the IELTS Focus Zalo 08477 05973, an English center specializing in IELTS preparation.